This is so nice, and people all around the world that are still following us, even if it's very early or very late. Okay, so we have the answer to the Pacific Ocean one, and we had said around 40%, right?
I said 35.
You said
I
35.
said 33.
33.
I think Mike
Price
said
is Right rules.
30.
So.
And I thought it was about 40%, but it was 30%, and one of our viewers got it right.
Is that what Mike
So-
said?
No, him maybe. I said 38.
Well, I
Which was-
technically still lost by Price is Right rules, so.
Okay, we have another question. Should we ask them the following question?
I
Like,
have
put it out to
another
viewers?
question.
Oh, you had another question. Okay, go ahead,
Oh.
Becca.
Okay. What organism can survive and grow at 100 degrees Celsius or 212 degrees Fahrenheit?
The water bear.
Kind of. It can survive that temperature, but it doesn't grow.
So grow.
This one
so
grows.
we're not talking about we're not talking about bacteria
Is
because
it,
they multiply.
Drifty, something? the
No, we can
tube worm?
talk about bacteria grow.
I mean, do they grow in size?
I mean, once they divide in two, they usually increase in size.
I mean, yeah, a little bit, I guess.
Yes. So.
So I was gonna say a type of
hint,
bacteria.
it is a microbe.
So
I don't know.
okay,
microbes.
it's
Is it archaea?
what was
It is
what
in a-
was the,
well-
what was the temperature again?
100 degrees Celsius or 212 degrees Fahrenheit.
Which is boiling.
Which
for
is
water.
boiling.
Totally.
It is an archaeon.
Yeah, I don't know anything besides that.
Let's
They
give
live in
our
hydro-
audience a chance to.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
They like hydrothermal vents.
Those worms?
Nope, it's a microbe.
Oh, it's a microbe. Oh, sorry.
Is it?
Oh.
Do they go on their own, or are they symbiotic with one of the organisms?
I believe
This
they
is
can
like
live on
20
their own.
questions.
Its name means furious fireball.
Interesting.
I love it.
It's a great name.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get it.
So it's a microbe. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum.
I can just give the answer. Are we waiting for the viewers?
Yeah, we're waiting for the viewers.
Okay.
Let me see. Space bear? No. um, okay. Pyrococcus furiosus?
Yep.
Furiosus? Yes?
That's it.
Oh my god. Good job. That's great. I didn't get it. And I have access to the internet. Okay, we have another question from our audience. And I think this is a hard one. So if you take all the salt from the ocean and put it on a pile on land, how big or tall would be the mountain?
A mile? Is that too
I'm
much?
sorry, I missed the question.
I guess it depends on the angle of repose of salt.
What is it?
That's true. So if you can take all the salt from the ocean and put it on a pile on land, how big or tall would the mountain
Is
of
it-
salt be?
Is that grain by grain, or are we taking the angle of repose into account? Like if you stacked all the grains on top of each other?
Oh my god.
Because otherwise I need more, you know?
Cosmic levels.
Eventually, it would get large enough that, like, I don't know, you'd have like erosional properties. You'd have a changing atmosphere as you got really high. I don't know. I do know that the ocean is approximately, what is it, 35 parts per thousand average salinity. So however many gallons, you can calculate that out. I don't know. I'm going to say as tall as
Man,
20,000 feet.
I have no idea. No, I can't even guess.
I have no idea. That's not an educated guess. Like, I
Yeah.
literally just guessed.
Yeah.
I have no idea. That's an interesting question.
So, Kim, do you have the answer for that question? So that question was from Kim from Norway.
Kim, you sent in a tricky one.
Yeah.
Softballs only.
And for the one that got the Pyrococcus furiosus, yeah, your Latin classes paid off.
I took Spanish because I thought it would be more useful, and then forgot the Spanish,
Oh,
and
God.
took all science classes where the Latin would be more useful.
I took one short course of Latin and I really liked it.
I think a crucial part of Latin classes is to also include, like, you know, Roman history and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You always got to understand the culture.
Yeah. Yeah, so Kim said that not grain by grain, but like a pile of sand. But this would be like a pile of
Okay.
salt.
I'm sticking to what I say, 20,000 feet.
Let's see.
the what? Yeah, the poem. Yeah, yeah, that's right. But I was just recognizing it from this horrific Liam Neeson movie called The Grey, which is very hilarious, very, very, very ridiculous. So amazing.
So we do not have the answer for that question. um, but there is someone else that says that we could maybe find the answer in the What If website. I'm gonna check that out. This is actually a pretty cool website. Thanks for that suggestion. I can easily see myself exploring more this website.
Did we run out of questions, Valeria?
So we have like another one about our astrology signs. I don't know if that would be part of the trivia, but someone is asking that. And I am a Libra.
I think I'm an Aries.
Sorry, what was that?
I think I'm an Aries.
When were you born?
April 13th.
Yes, you're Aries. Chris?
Oh, sorry. I'm a Sagittarius, December 15th.
Mike? Herc?
Taurus, April 28th.
I should put it out there that I don't believe in any of that stuff.
They didn't ask that. Wendy?
I think Cancer, July 8th.
Oh, very recently.
What?
Very recently.
Yep.
Yeah, happy belated. Becca?
I honestly don't know.
When were you born?
8 point.
September 8th.
What was that?
September 8th.
So you are September 8th. You're a Virgo. Yes, you're a Virgo. Just in case someone else asks in the future.
Cool, thanks.
I just absolutely love looking up like what your horoscope is, though, because it will like, you know, just say the most general stuff.
Oh, absolutely. That could apply for anyone, right?
Like, yeah, it's like
either like just
at
really
the-
wrong or
at the end of the month or like right before tax season, it will be like big economic changes are coming for you. Like, no kidding. Spring comes around, it's always just like, there's a chance for love. Isn't there always, I guess? You will breathe today, I hope.
Just read somebody their horoscope, but they just read a different one. And they'll be like, oh my god, so true.
Oh, yeah. Just read the wrong one. Like, it's like they had that museum where they took the art and it was like a elephant with a paintbrush that painted all of them. and they put it up there and had people go through and put like these like names of these abstract art, like famous artists on it, and people were like, "Oh, I can really feel what the artist was thinking when they painted this. I can feel the pain."
Yeah.
You know. Know your own truth. You know. Interpret for yourself.
So we are asked if we ever finished bingo.
Yeah, we finished both bingos.
Several bingos.
Yep.
So Mike and I did 2 bingos, and Steven just earlier completed Chris Says bingo.
Yeah, we got a double bingo.
And we did get a
Oh,
double
shit.
bingo, so I
We
guess
had a
that's
double bingo on Mike's bingo
yeah.
too.
So I guess like
Double
that's 5 bingos.
Arguably a
5
triple
bingos.
bingo.
Arguably,
We did really cover how much luggage you had in detail this time.
yes. An estimate, 50 pounds, I'd say. Maybe 60. Uniforms are quite heavy. So are steel-toe boots.
Only 3 spots left.
Here's some. I'll send this out to the viewers. A little trivia, but you can't look it up online. Which I know is hard to do, but I trust you guys. Yeah, Coast Guard trivia. What is the technical first year that really started what became the Coast Guard? So I'll give you a little background. There were 5 separate services that later came together to become what we know as the Coast Guard, which got its name in 1915. But it started a lot earlier than that. Technical first date.
And while our audience thinks about that, we have another question. What scientist has made it his mission to protect millions of squared miles of the ocean?
What country?
What scientist?
Scientist. Millions of square.
What was that?
What scientist has made it his mission to protect millions of squared miles of ocean?
I mean, I'd hope more than one.
Yeah, that would be awesome. To protect.
I don't know.
Because our mission is basically to explore.
Yeah, no, we are kind of like the educational background that a lot of the future actionable groups can use to know what's in the areas and what classifications to put on these areas so that they can properly protect them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Someone says Enric Sala. That's a good one. I don't know if the person that responded Enric Sala knows it or is just guessing.
Are you with us? In all seriousness, this is the end of our watch on this cruise for Team 4 to 8. It's been a good ride.
It's been
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yep.
It has been really,
Well, yeah,
really
the
nice
OG
to
came
be
this
with
way.
all
Yeah,
of
only be
you.
me. And I just got tricked into saying
Yeah,
OG.
it's been a real pleasure, everybody.
It's been a real pleasure to share this van with you on this 4 to
Yes.
8 shift.
Yeah, I have truly enjoyed it. Both crews that I've been on. I'm really glad that we were able to find our thing really quick, because I didn't have 3 weeks
That's
with you
right.
guys. But,
Yeah,
oh,
thanks to
and
everybody on the
here's
watch.
relief.
Oh my God, we have our
Bye,
people
Internet.
here.
It's been real.
It was super nice to be with you on this last watch of the NA111 Search for the Samoan Clipper. I we So I'll see you guys on the next expedition NA112 when we will be exploring the unexplored regions of the National Marine Sanctuary of American Samoa and the Pacific Remote Islands Marine National Monument before the Nautilus heads back to the U.S. West Coast. This was Valeria Tamayo in the communications, and it will be great to see you next week when we start the next one. Now I'm going to pass this to Maddie, who's getting ready to be with you on this, her last watch of this expedition too. So you might hear some chit chat here. It's just people arriving and saying goodbye and all that stuff. Thank you so much too. Bye bye.
I put that in wrong. Let me redo it. Should be maybe. It was 0.0.5. Should be right. Bridge nav. Just to confirm on those last coordinates, they were 14 degrees, 0.5 minutes north, or south, sorry. Roger that, thank you.
Good evening, 8 to 12. Hello, hello. We have arrived. Hello, world, and welcome to the last 8 to 12 watch in the search for the for the Samoan Clipper, right off the coast of American Samoa. Everybody is just getting settled in after that last watch change, so we'll have a quick rundown for you on what's coming next in just a few minutes. Right now, I'm looking at the map, and again, it's lit up all over the globe. The U.S. from coast to coast, New Zealand, Netherlands, Australia, the U.K., Canada, Turkey, Sweden, Philippines, Norway, Germany, our neighbor, American Samoa, and first time on the map, at least that I'm seeing, Montenegro, which is pretty cool. That's where my family comes from, so...
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
They've been on for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, if you know any Dapsoviches in the area, tell them I said hello. All right, team. So what's the latest? What are we planning on doing here for the last 4 hours of our watch?
Last word is we're continuing the grid to the south of our original search area. So adding some more lines to the south.
Gotcha. Thank you. All right, science route. Looks like y'all are getting kind of settled in back there and looking cozy. Last 8 to 12 shift in our search for Samoan Clipper. Do you sort of have an update or next steps of what we intend to do over the next 4 hours?
We are continuing the southern lines as an extension of the previous survey area. So we are currently on line 34, just continuing the lines, working our way south. And we're going to get as far as we can get until 2 o'clock when Argus has to be brought home.
That's right, and we did set a new record for the amount of time Argus has been below the water. I think we were at like 108 last I heard. Maybe a little bit more at this point now. Pretty impressive.
I think it'll be 125 by the time we're done.
Oh, wow, yeah. All right, well, what a time to come on, Alyssa. That's a great...
5 full days underwater?
Yeah, I guess so, huh?
Yeah.
125. So this is Alyssa's first time operating Argus. And lo and behold, she was part of the team that helped to set a record for having Argus underwater. How does that feel?
That's pretty good, I guess.
Yeah.
Especially because it was on purpose.
Yeah. Absolutely. So those of you that are just joining us, you can see on the high pack, again, Argus this time is now trailing a blue color. So you can follow Argus along there in that blue line. And then directly to the left and west of the end of the line, you'll see the ship. So we're still mowing the lawn on in the southern region of that additional area that we since expanded from our original survey. Looks like the floor bottom here is muddy, pretty smooth. Argus cam is not picking up on rocks or anything else, and that is also reflected in the side scan sonar. So ideally these are the conditions that would make spotting something, you know, sort of ideal. It would help to, as you can see on those geological features to the starboard side, they do pop out a little bit more when it is that flat, muddy, rusty colored ground area. So fingers crossed, everyone. Last shift. I feel like this is when the magic happens.
Yeah, that is good to remember. I mean, it could still happen at any second.
Right, we've had a couple of birthdays that didn't get their birthday wish, so.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Maybe there's some more birthdays out there listening in.
Yeah.
We can get them theirs.
Maybe the universe will pull it all together, or we will pull it all together. In this search, we probably won't be using Hercules at this point in time, I would imagine. Argus has to begin ascending at 2 in the morning, yep. So that gives us, what time is it? Just after 8, so that gives us about 5.5 hours or so to continue conducting our side scan sonar survey of the seafloor. So we're going to keep chugging away here with Argus. If you tune in next week, of course, we are diving in the National Marine Sanctuary of American Samoa. So both Argus and Hercules will be down there, and you'll get to see a little bit more of the seafloor here and the marine life, and you know, a better idea of what biology and geology is living in this area.
Well, that should be spectacular. I know I'm going to be watching unfortunately from home, but I will be watching too.
Yeah, well, a lot of people have said that they are going to miss your stories too, Russ. So hopefully the next
Well,
science lead is
yeah,
just as
they're going to
good.
get all new stories next week. So.
Exactly. But for now, in the present, we are still continuing the search for Simone Clipper. So eyes peeled and wide open, looking at all of the screens and hoping that, you know, within the next shift, we come across something. Russ, so if, you know, we do come across the Simone Clipper, what happens?
You mean after I lose my mind?
Yeah, exactly.
I imagine we'll do our best to image it with the Argus. You know, we still have the downward-looking camera, and you know, we would, if we came across something that we can identify as aircraft debris, you know, we would have the sonar working for us, and you know, so we'd maybe get a you know, good sense of where the other major debris is, and we'd maneuver you know, Argus accordingly. Yeah, there is some thruster capability, not anything like Hercules, but you know, we could likely maneuver over the major portions of wreckage as spotted on the sonar. And remember, you know, the instrument that found Titanic was very much similar. It was just a downward-looking camera sled. All those original photos, those dramatic original Discovery photos, are all taken straight down. So that would be, you know, I suppose fitting to, you know, to continue that tradition of Discovery, you know, here with, and in the same manner, you know.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something? So for those of you that may not be familiar with the story, the Titanic was discovered in 1985 using Argo, so the predecessor to Argus. And that was also with Dr. Bob Ballard. So, you know, coming full circle from 30 plus years of ocean exploration using Argo derivative named.
Yes, right,
vehicles,
exactly.
yeah.
Argo, Argus,
Yeah.
come on. It makes sense.
It's got to
It
happen.
has some symmetry to it, yeah. Yeah, and they were doing a visual-only search in that case, you know, and we're looking to spot the debris field. I mean, of course, we'll have a similar situation, but with a lot less material to work from. You know, we have a 10-ton airplane versus a 46,000-ton ocean liner. So, you know, that's where we're, you know, we're fortunate, and we're extending our range with the side scan sonar on Argus. So, but the confirmation would come the same way. It would come from you know, looking down through the video feed and hopefully you know, spotting something distinctive. You know, in the case of Titanic, I think it was one of those very unique boilers, that sort of 3 furnace arrangement that you know, on the face of it, and it was sitting on its end. So, you know, perhaps we see something that is you know, unique to the S-42, or even, you know, the wing would have you know, would have that vivid international orange paint, and the registration number NC16734 painted in black. So that'd be something to look for, and something would be quite a sight. Something that it's so easy to imagine it, you know, sort of emerging out of the gloom on that screen.
Yeah, I know a lot of people have written in that they dreamt in one way or another that it did come to fruition. Yeah. So, and I was actually just reading a little bit about the Titanic discovery on history.com, and it's really, really pretty wild that Argo at the time, you know, 1985, it was roughly the same, you know, albeit a little bit more grainy and not quite as fine-tuned as we have now, but it was that same live feed coming up to the vessel, and actually the team, it was approaching the end of their mission as well. They'd been looking for a week, maybe a little bit more than a week. And we're sort of, feeling like they just had a few days left before their mission ended, and we're feeling a little bit forlorn about their prospects. And then out of, seemingly the blue, I guess, there she was. So it's never too late. And they, according to this article, had actually discovered the Titanic just around 2:20 in the morning, which was when the ocean liner had sunk 73 years earlier. So it was as well a very serendipitous discovery.
And I think the way Dr. Ballard describes it also very, very sobering when somebody made that connection and realized that was the point in the night when the ship finally went down, and it really hit them the impact of that, of where they were and what they had found.
Right, right. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it again brings sort of that human connection into the work that we're doing, that these were, the real people who were really impacted, and it was a tragedy that happened. Since our initial two square miles survey area, we've expanded it to the west, and now we're in that southern area. What has prompted us to expand the survey grid in those directions particularly?
This was sort of the logical, my mind is blank, direction for us to extend the survey line based upon the oil slick that was observed in the area and the surface currents that were moving that oil slick off to the northeast. So we're sort of working our way backwards towards the south to hopefully coincide with the wreckage area.
So it looks like we might be seeing some geological features here in the sonar. Argus looks to be still pretty flat, pretty muddy. All right, here's a question for the control van. What would be your reaction if we found the Samoan Clipper?
Yay.
Yay. That's it? I feel like it should be a little bit more exciting than that.
I might hit the all button on the intercom and just say, "Hey, we found it." So then whoever's, you know, up and about in the ship might hear.
But just like very casual and nonchalant.
Well,
hey, we found it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, no big whoop.
Yeah. 125 hours, we found it.
Something.
It would be the perfect sort of to be continued series finale, right?
Yeah, no kidding. Stay tuned.
Yeah. So it looks like the ship has just ended line 34. Is that correct, Miles?
Yeah, I haven't quite stopped them yet, but
Okay,
we're beyond the line and waiting for Argus.
gotcha. And then will we be looping around and starting line 35?
33.
Oh, 33. Are there a couple of lines that maybe we skipped over? Is that why we're going from up and down and not necessarily chronological order?
No, I just mislabeled them. So the larger numbers are in the north.
Gotcha. Well, I didn't mean to call you out on that.
Can we zoom in on the white thing?
All right. So for those of you who are listening, I feel like we have told just an amazing amount of stories and historical accounts and sort of an overview of the Samoan Clipper and also of aviation history and all of the amazing work that's going on and that went on in order to get here today. So this is Russ's, I believe, his last shift. So if you guys have any burning questions you'd like him to address or get to, you know, before they take off and head home, now's the chance. So send them our way. This might be a question for our video engineer. How many input feeds are being recorded?
At the moment, we're recording only one input, the Argus camera that you see in feed 2. When we dive with Hercules, we also record the main camera on Hercules. We call them the Zeus cameras. But just one, because we're diving with just Argus.
And do we keep all of these recordings for a certain amount of time or forever?
Yep, we have we record a full res version, a really high res version of the video, and we record 2 versions of proxy files